unboxing video. I don't know what this is. I gotta be honest, I don't even like doing these. There's like coordination and all this stuff coming up. But I am so jacked out of my mind, excited about what's in this little gem. I don't want to give the address away, but you want me to open it? What's in here? What's in here, huh? Not too good on the packing tape they did this time. Hey. What it is, yo? Oh, what's up? Okay. So. Oh, I don't want to touch too much of it. But. Yes, it's my new book. Yes, you should get a copy. eapublishingmethodbook.com. But not of this one. This is simply to test out Amazon's new printing services, KDP's hardcover. So let's talk about what I do like about it. Honestly, I think it looks sweet with the black cover on it. It's like the blackout edition. There's nothing on the back. What I've never liked about any of Kindle stuff is this stupid bar across the top. Like, I paid for this. Why do I need a bar on here? And truthfully, I think it has to do with they don't want you buying their books and reselling them through their site or sending them to competitors or something. But 10 years ago, it never had this across. Well, here's one from 10 years ago. Mare. This is my first book, and it didn't have the thing going across it. So even when you order a proof, even if they want to overcharge you for a proof, even if they want to charge you an arm and a leg for color, like, where's the Amazon one? This one. This one I did premium ink with the color. It's clearly not even a hardcover. It has this stupid thing across the front of it. And it was upwards of $18 or $22 for a soft cover wholesale. Don't know how you're going to sell it for $19.99 if it's $22.49 cost, let alone profit. So that's a whole other thing. But let's talk about this even more. Love it when people, let's talk about this. They say it 5 times. Well, I'll be getting that into the presentation. Dude, it's been 25 minutes. We're pretty well into the presentation. I think it looks sweet in black, but that has nothing to do with their printing. I think it's hardcover. I think it's not bad. It is hardcover. I know. For how much it was, the hardcover of this, black and white, was less than the color version of softcover. The color version of this would be more than that. I think at the top end, if you want color in an actual book, I mean like 100, 150 plus pages. Not to say children's books aren't actual books, but I think they're a little bit pricey for the color side, and the quality is not what it is for my real book. This thing's hot, and you don't even know why. Part of it's here, part of it's there. But just overall, it's not a comparison contrast video. It's more of, I mean, I have books from multiple printers. This one, oh my gosh. For a soft cover, absolute best. Absolute best right here. Just gorgeous. Set that out of the way because it's soft cover. So, hardcover, not bad. Price, win. Cover, win. Black limited edition has nothing to do with the printing. I might do a blackout edition. It's pretty hot, I think. I'd say. I don't know where it would make sense, but maybe some special event where, I don't know. I think it looks hot, though. What I don't like, right when it came from the box, those are not my fingerprints. Now, I understand people have to touch this, but look at it. There's still nothing on top. What in the world is on there? Is that packing glue? Was someone eating an apple? And you can clearly see fingerprints all up and on it. Well, that's why you get a dust jacket. No, idiot. It should be coming looking good. This has a dust jacket. It has a great looking dust jacket. I still wouldn't want fingerprints all up and on it. This was one book. What if I'm ordering 100, 200, 500, 1,000? Are they all going to look like this? I'd be even more irritated if these were for an event and now I have to have someone on my team waste their time and have to compensate them for cleaning up the books that shouldn't have been dirty in the first place. And what if you don't have a team? What if it's just you? So now, instead of speaking, adding value, connecting, building relations, you guys say, I don't even know if this will come clean, truthfully. But best case scenario, it's more energy, time, energy, and money to fix a problem that shouldn't have existed. And that alone is a deal breaker. I may have smacked this down a little bit, but the reality is it looked warped when I got it. It might not look too bad, but I assure you, compared to professional ones that aren't even... when it came out of the box, it was like... blah, 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 blah. So, maybe only half a ding. I mean, you can still see... It's not perfect, but it's 80% better than what it was. And if I were to set it like that, it still doesn't shut completely, which for shipping and stacking and stuff would be an annoyance. But most importantly, if you trust me enough to go, you know what, I'm going to invest in your book so I can learn, and you got a handprint here and it's warped here, at the very best, you're going to think I did something intentionally to try and slight you, in my opinion. I don't think there's anyone... if I got a book like this, I wouldn't be like, oh, it looks like Amazon jacked something up for you. And, like, you have to be blind not to notice whatever's on the front. This, maybe you don't care, but it just seems like cutting corners. And I can't handle that. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I got one. I was originally going to get the color, but I'm like, you know what? I already got color in the other one. I really don't want to pay $20 more just for color because I knew it wasn't going to be as good as the other ones I already have. And I still don't love this. Oh, I didn't even tell you about that. It's like, it's my book. It should look like my book, not branded. And no, clearly this came off the press yesterday. But the thing is, it didn't. It took over 2 weeks for one book. Uno Biblioteca? That was book, Libro? For one book. What if I needed 100? What if I needed 500? What if I needed 1,000? Is it going to be 6 months for printing? Oh, well, you know, most of the is in the setup. Okay, fair. Even if it took, you could do 20 a day. Take 2 weeks plus another week. Now it's still 3-4 weeks plus delivery. I would love to place an order of 500 just to test the printing. But, I mean, when you're making this many dings to begin, it's not horrible. I would like this off. That you can wipe off. It better not be on everyone. Let's just say it's on the top book. Yeah, it's dirty. The one time I might not actually be happy, I have an HD camera. Here we go. I think that focused it. There's the dirt. Because the reality, this thing does stuff to enhance the image, and it's like, no, I just want it looking like raw because clearly there's stuff wrong with it. Overall, how much was this one? Yeah, I will. Well, if you were to do apples and apples, I was gonna say, well, this one cost a lot more, and it's worth it, and you need it. It's it's hot. And I'm not even gonna. I've been so good. I have not revealed on anything except for the people who've already invested in it at eapublishingmethodbook.com. What's included? It's a full bundle. And shut up. That does have a dust jacket, so that's going to raise the price here if they even did it. So one, you can't get dust jacket. There's no possibility right now. It would put the price up. This is not color. That would also put the price up. So I was going to say, if you were to compare apples to apples, this one does win on price. Quality is lacking. But if you were to do a true apples to apples comparison, there's a lot you would have to add to this to make it that. And at that point, it probably wouldn't win on price. So it's not that this is a better price overall. It's that it just inherently has less to begin with. If you want a hardcover version, I will say, well, I was going to say it's only a little bit more to get hardcover versus softcover, but the reality is that's not the case. If you go to hardcover, unless you're buying in volume, because I'm thinking of 1, 2, 3, the 3 to 5 printers that all of those are from, it's going to add about $10 to any of them. Maybe this was 9 1/4. This is off the top of my head. I think it was that much minus that price. $9.69. That's about $10. That's not bad for one. The one I know is a straight 10 the second you click hardcover. The other one actually wouldn't be horrible, and then the other one is pretty straightforward. They'd probably win on price. But for overall KDP printing, hardcover book, I would say it's worth doing. Maybe your batch doesn't have this. I hope it doesn't. It's like, it's almost as if they gave me the worst possible scenario just so I could talk about it. But the thing about that is how you do everything is how you do anything is how you do everything. So if I got it, I know there's someone else. The question is it 1 out of 10, 1 out of 100, 1 out of 1,000? If you see this video and we've never met, if you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a comment below. Honestly, I would love to know if you said, I mean, I can't imagine someone ordering these 15, 20 times and keep getting the same crap. But if you've ordered even 2 or 3 times and we get 10 or 20 people saying, yeah, here's the deal, it's always coming like this, we can officially call, here's the benchmark. I'll give them benefit of the doubt. I got a bad batch. There's one. Wouldn't you want to excel? But, I mean, we're talking about society now in this year, and most people don't, which is a unique value proposition for your business. It doesn't take much to really stand out from the crowd. Like, it's kind of sad because if I were to compare myself and my business to businesses of yesteryear, would I still stack up? I'm glad it's easier now. I'm not looking to jump through more hoops, but like how far do we have to have the bar drop to be like, okay, I'll behave. I won't mention about actually coming from crap in the mud and out of the water, but it's not a bad price for what it is. I'll say that. But even if you were to get 25 or 50, I can think of 1 or 2 other printers that are comparable in price that would be better quality. To me, it's more of a novelty thing. I've never done a hardcover without a case jacket, so that just doesn't make sense. Overall, The spine isn't jacked up. That's usually the biggest area, is it's sitting too high up or down. But you know what? Maybe it is a little bit off, and the fact that this whole thing's black, I can't really tell. I could argue I could argue this point right up in here. This looks pretty straight on, but this looks like it. Let's just feel it. Yeah, the top is way more solid. Listen. Let's do it this way. This has a micrometer of, it's got some play in it, and I'm betting during the binding process the thing comes in here tighter and does something. It's just looser at this bottom portion. It is slightly off here. I'd say this is overall good spacing. That could be lowered a little bit. It's not bad. It's not bad. It would pass. I mean, no one's going to scrutinize it like this. If you were handing this out and signing it, they're going to be thrilled they got a book and you signed it. But that's the thing. Why do you want to just start at your lowest level? Like, it's good. Would I buy 100 of these and sign them to the audience? I don't think it wins enough on price. It was still over $10. I mean, if this thing was 2 or 3 and it was like a significant difference. Cream paper didn't cost anything extra. The printing inside is actually not horrible, but I think that has more to do with my formatter. She's awesome. But the whole reason I invested in this was just to test out the printing of the outside, because I already have the good one right here. It's better paper and it looks even better inside. So my conclusion would be, do it, test it. If you have a kid's book, it's one thing, but we deal with business nonfiction. If you have a business book, it's kind of a limbo state, and it's why I didn't even care about the cover. Truthfully, I think the cover looks hot. But when it was time to upload, it's like, upload the cover, upload the interior, and I'm like, I don't even care. Whatever. I almost left the whole thing black, and then I shot a message to my designer, and I was like, can we invert the one design to do such and such? I waited maybe a few hours and or a day. I think it's actually very cool. Not as cool. Whatever. If you didn't have a hardcover for a business book, I do not advise doing it without a case jacket. If you're going to take the time, energy, and money to get to the point where you have a finished, polished, ready-to-go book, and you skimp over a couple of bucks for a case jacket when almost all the New York Times bestsellers and all the big publishing companies that are doing tens of thousands of print runs, they're including it, I think you're kind of missing the point. Because even if you do it, there's other things you can do to make it stand out even more. I'm not going to compare standard to basic to high end, but it just seems like a limbo state. Whenever I see hardcovers without case jackets, it just brings me back to middle grade in middle school. Now, save those were gloss covers, but it just makes me think of those science books that were like, open up to page 79, we're going to learn how plants grow. You know, and Pluto doesn't exist anymore. Why wouldn't you do a case jacket? So that's not an option with Amazon, KDP. As far as this, if you wanted to do a special edition versus soft cover, it's not going to be just a little bit more. It's roughly 300% more, actually more than that, 400% more. It's not like a buck or two. It's not like it's going to be 5 for one and 6 for the other, or 7. This was closer to 13. And it's about as basic as you can get. And I don't think there's anyone that, unless you're doing in bulk, I literally am comparing 1-to-1 copy. This puppy, This was over $100 for the soft cover for one of them. So 12 or 13 isn't bad, but would I order 100 of these at this price for this quality? I don't think so. Would I get some? Maybe. Do I want them showing up like this? Not at all. This is going to get removed once you do, when you switch it from proof to author copy, that will get removed. So I can't really ding them for that, but good gravy. I see even more crap on the top now going through the glue or whatever's on here, or someone's sandwich. The gray is blending in with that, so you don't see it as much, but now it caught my eye. This is dirty. That would disappoint me. It comes in a random box, as you saw, so it's going to get scuffled around. It's not in a padded bag in the box or at all. This isn't ideal, but I think I'm going to have to say, if you just... It's still not perfect, but it's way better. I should have done it the day I got it. I didn't want to. It was the weekend, and today's filming day. And I think it's settled. So half a ding, maybe people won't care. It's not perfect. I wouldn't tolerate it, but you might not care because it's $15 cheaper a book. But again, you're missing a lot of things too. Overall, it's cute. I'm glad I can use it as an example. Glad I got one. Glad to see they're going in this direction. If your book's not as thick, this is 190 pages. It might be even, if you have you probably need 150 for hardcover. If you're doing a 100-page book with hardcover, I mean, the thickness of this, if this was half the thickness, you're at 80% of the cover thickness alone. Consider that. Oh, I got a new hardcover coming out, 50 pages. The thickness of the hardcover, top and bottom, would be the thickness of your book in paper. And I had the thicker upgraded paper. So if you do white plain normal, you have to think about these, because it's one thing to say, check out my new hardcover, check out my new whatever, but the second someone grabs it and goes, check out my new audiobook, if it's 36 minutes long, that's like not even a podcast episode. You can say it, but if people don't perceive it, just know what you're going for. That's where a lot of this comes in. It's not that it's not a hardcover. It's not that it's a book, but is it to my standard? No. Is it to your standard? Possibly. The only real differentiator is if you can win on the pricing. If it's lower quality and the price, if this was $350, okay. Well, now you're talking something that may, the pro may offset all the cons. If you were doing 100 or 1,000 of these and you're giving them away for free, you would want it sub $5, most likely. That would be a bigger factor. And then at that point, no one's expecting it to be perfect. I'd still clean off the cover. This just looks horrendous. No one's going to say anything about that. That would be off at that point. No one's going to notice that unless you're a publisher, and most publishers wouldn't either. I think at that point I could cause an argument to say, if you could get this sub $5 and we're giving it away for free, I might consider, yes, this is what you should do for this use case. Every other scenario, which 99% of people are going to be dealing with, I'd say get some as a novelty, but I'd be happy to share the other strategies and who you should be printing with and all that other stuff. There's much better options, but Happy KDP actually has this as available. You may or may not, depending when you see this and how new your account is and what you do. Mine's been around for 10 years, 10 plus. We've done a lot of books with it, and I was like, new feature, let's test this puppy out. So here it is. Merry Christmas, KDP, hardcover, real in living color, proof. So with that, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.